Hello, everyone, and welcome to my updated Excel spreadsheet that I'm using for National Pastime Next Generation 1978 season. This is the San Francisco Giants, currently with a 1-3 record. We're 4 games in there, and against the Cincinnati Reds, 3-2 record. And today we have Fred Norman going for the Reds against Bob Nepper for the San Francisco 49ers. We've got our first roll here and the, if needed, second roll here. So let's get things going with Larry Herndon leading off. He's currently batting 300, playing center field. 61 is a 40. So we will be checking the third baseman for an error, and that'll be Pete Rose. His error number is 23, so 1 to 23 would be an error, so Pete makes the play. 1 out in the inning. Brings up Darrell Evans with a 42, and that is a 14. That'll be a base on balls, and he's a lefty, so it's a W2 rating, so that'll be a walk. For next time, National Pastime Next Generation, you have your pitcher ratings for righties here and lefties here. So 1 to 24 for righties on outs with the option to get them out. 1 to 24 would be an out, and on potential hits against lefties, 1 to 42 would be an out. That's pretty good, actually. His K rating, his walk rating, home run rating, his stamina is 24 batters as a starter and 8 as a reliever. Wild pitch rating, hit by pitch, and balk rating. So Jack Clark's up with 1 man on and 1 out and a 44. That'll get him to a second column with a 25. That's a 6. That'll score a fast runner, but I'm not sure Darrell Evans was going to be fast now. So that'll put us at second and third after the double by Jack Clark. Brings up Mike Ivy with a 53. This could be trouble. Runners on second and third, and it's a 20. So we'll be checking the second baseman, Joe Morgan, for an error. 1 to 16 is an error, and it is not. Then we'll be checking his range, which is a 1. So it's a single through second, both score. Wow. Oh no, that's if they're playing in. We're playing deep here in the first inning. Out of first, runners advance 1 base. So that is a RBI, ground out. And we have a runner on third base with 2 outs. 64 will be a K for Bill Madlock. So it's 1-0 Giants. Pete Rose will lead off the bottom of the first for the Reds. 65 will be a pop out. No issues with control over here, so that'll be a pop out. Pete is off to a horrid start. He's batting 100 through 5 games. You can see the Reds are batting 266 as a team, 273 for the Giants. Ken Griffey's up with a 25, a 10C. So in National Pastime Next Generation, you have built-in caught stealing, but it's not always a caught stealing. But in this instance, it's just a single to center field. So we have a runner on first, Joe Morgan, with 28. Runner on first, 28. We'll be checking the shortstop for an error. Johnny LeMaster, and he does not make the error. And his range is a 2, so it's out at first, runner to second. Brings up George Foster with a runner on second, being Ken Griffey. 41 will be a ground out. We do have a K5 here if he was a lefty, but we won't need to check that because he's a K2 against righties. So we'll go to the top of the second, 1-0. Each team has a base hit. Willie McCovey's up with a 25-9. So a 9 will be a possible hit, so we have to check against the pitcher. And since he's a left-handed batter, we will look at the left-handed ratings. 1 to 42, he gets him out, and it is an 11. So a 9 is a pop out to second base. Brings up Terry Whitfield. 33 will get him into second column. 66 will be a home run. Look at that. Home run, Terry Whitfield. And that'll be his second of the year. He's batting 158 with that home run, now 2 home runs. And that gives the Giants a 2-0 lead. Brings up Mark Hill, and he grounds out to shortstop. Johnny LeMaster with a 14 will fly out to left field. Brings up Johnny Bench. He has 1 home run in the 5 games. He's batting .389. 61 will be a 36. And a 36 is a fly out unless it's a W3 or 4, and it's not, so it's a fly out to left field. Dan Dreesen. 62 is a 45, and that'll be 3-1 ground out. Mike Lum, 43, comebacker to the pitcher, and he does bat left-handed, so it's a possible strikeout. K5, let me see if 29 has any. Yep, K5 is a strikeout. So because of his K5 against lefties, that comebacker to the pitcher is now a strikeout. So we have 2 innings in the books, 2-0 Giants. Fred Norman pitching is 0-0, had no decision in his first outing. He has a 4.63 ERA. He's faced 9 batters in the game so far. Larry Herndon's up with a 32, and that's a grounder to second base. Brings up Darrell Evans. Howdy Doody is his nickname. 43 is a comeback to the pitcher, and he's out. And a 25 for Jack Clark is a possible hit on an 8. And he bats right. You can see the 22 is less than 24, so he does get the out. And an 8 is a line drive out to right field. All right, bottom of the 3rd for the Reds, Dave Concepcion with a 23. That's a ground out to pitcher, 1-3. Brings up Cesar Geronimo. The Reds center fielder batting 125. And 16 is a 28 ground out to shortstop. Pete Rose, 41 ground out to shortstop. Boy, he's in a slump starting off the season. Mike Ivy will lead off the 4th for the Giants. 55 is an 8, and a 61 is well over the rate. Let's see, he bats right, well over 24, so it is a base hit single. Bill Madlock with a 36 with runner on first. Wild pitch, runner to second. Pitcher rated wild pitch 0 is not a wild pitch, but he's a wild pitch 1. So it's a wild pitch. Mike Ivy moves to second. So we'll go down and use the second roll. 41's a 28 with a runner on second. And depends on the range of the shortstop. And Concepcion's a range 2, so it's out at first, runner to 3rd. So we have a runner on 3rd for Willie McCovey. 1 out in the inning. Uh-oh, there's a 66. And that'll be a home run. Home run over deep left field. If the ballpark factor is PF2, score as a double. Let me check the ballpark factor here. So I brought up the 1978 ballpark factors, and Cincinnati is a PF4. If they were in San Francisco, it would be a PF2. So it is a home run for Willie McCovey. Interesting, that's bringing up Willie Mace's card. I must have labeled it wrong. So home run, 2 RBIs. And there's a 4-0 lead already for San Francisco. Brings up Terry Whitfield. He homered his last time up. He's in his second column again. 32 will get him a base hit single. 1 out in the inning. Mark Hill's up with a 52. That is a 27. 27, we need to look at the third baseman's range. And Pete's range is a 1. Out at first, runner to second. P runner on first is a double play. And that is Terry Whitfield. I don't think he's a P runner. No. So it's out of first, runner to second. 2 outs in the inning. Johnny Lemaster up with a 36. That's a 33. And that's an out at first, 3 unassisted. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Ken Griffey will lead it off for the Reds, trailing 4-0. There's a 33s in the second column, so that's a single. The 34 on the 7 there. Leadoff single for Ken Griffey. Joe Morgan with a 34. It's a fly out to center field. He does bat left, so we'll check that K5 on a 31. Nope, K6 through 9. George Foster's up with a 12. That's a 25, and that, my folks, is a double play. Ground out double play to the second baseman, to the shortstop, to the first baseman. Top of the fifth. 15 for Larry Herndon. That'll be a leadoff single. And 55 for Darrell Evans is an 8, so that's a potential hit. And a 36 with a left-hander, and he does get the out. So it's out at first, runner to second. And a grounder to second base. Grounder to shortstop. Moves the runner. Herndon's on second base. Jack Clark's up with a 14. That'll be a fly out to left field. And Mike Ivy's up with a 25. And that is an 8 with the runner on second. Potential hit. He bats right with a 36, and he does get the base hit since it's over 24. And 2 outs, the runner will score. Wow. All right. Bill Madlock, 62 is a 14. And we have a W1 with a runner on first. On a 14, a W1 is 2 balls. So we'll go to the second roll. 42 is a 9, a potential hit. Let's get a fresh roll here. We need to check the hit. 35 for a righty is a base hit, moving the runner to second. Infield single. And Willie McCovey's up with a fly out to center field. So I suspect we'll be taking Fred Norman out next inning. We'll have to look at the pitching situation, see who's available. Johnny Bench leads off the inning with a ground out to second base. Wow. Reds are not hitting in this one. Dan Dreesen, 16, ground out to shortstop. And Mike Lum, he will get the walk. Let's see, righty is a Z1. Let's see if a Z1 will stop the walk. No. Must be a Z3 or 4. Mike Lum on first base. Dave Concepcion with a 22 is a 7. And it's a possible hit. So we'll look at 25 against righties, and he gets all righties out on 1-35. Nepper had a pretty good year, I bet, to have those kind of numbers. He was 17-11 with a 2.63 ERA. Look at that, 36 starts. Don't make them like that anymore. So that is a ground out to third base. All right, that's about my time, folks. We got 5 innings in, and I will get you updated on the final score here. My Excel spreadsheet with the cards and the player baseball cards. And it's through 5 innings, the Giants lead 5-0. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the forums.